All right, back with another video. This one's going to be a quick recap, trying to keep it under 10 minutes. I know I always say that, but game is tonight, so I know this is a last-minute video, but I really wanted to highlight these two teams that I haven't talked about yet in the Arizona Wildcats and the Indiana Hoosiers. Two teams that I've watched a little bit throughout the year, but really got to dive deep in their last game, and I'm excited to cover this matchup. All right, so Indiana is coming off a huge win over the #1 seed NC State. We're going to talk a little bit about their defense and how they contained NC State, and we're going to get into Arizona as well too, and kind of just talk about the matchups and what I kind of predict the game plans might be going into this game. Starting with Indiana, I think that their defense and playing that soft coverage on the ball screen that they do will allow them to kind of contain Aari McDonald to the best of their ability, while Arizona plays that aggressive pick and roll defense. So it's kind of, two different sides of the story here in terms of both of these teams, as Indiana on offense loves to change sides of the floor. They want to get to the rim, dribble, drive, whereas Arizona's offense is really created off of their turnovers from their pressure defense. All right, so right off the bat, you're going to see Indiana's numbers guarding the pick and roll. They're ranked very good according to Synergy. They play what the NBA refers to as a drop coverage, except they don't drop as far as a typical NBA team would. The goal of this defense is to bait the offense into taking a mid-range two and not allow anything at the rim. Any drive that comes fast and hard to the middle of the floor, right, is going to go right into that post player who's sitting down and almost playing that center field position and playing 2-on-1. You see, they're going to let up a mid-range two. A contested mid-range is okay. So there's going to be some space between that screener defender, right, and the ball handler. If the ball handler gets too close to the screener defender, which Aari McDonald is going to probably try and make happen tonight, she's going to blow right by that post player and get to the rim with ease. So the key for me, for Indiana, is to make Aari McDonald make mid-range twos. Make her pull up around the elbow area, not too deep. You see here one is really deep in the paint. That's an easier shot. But if they can force her to become a jump shooter in the mid-range and not get to the rim and draw fouls, they're going to be in a better position. Guarding the middle ball screen in this conservative way has allowed Indiana to guard the three-point line, like you're seeing in these numbers here, and to be able to guard the mid-range. The mid-range is where they're giving up their shots, but again, those are highly contested shots for the most part, and they're tough to make, and again, giving up two is better than giving up three. Now, I think the real test will be when Aari McDonald does come off that screen fast and hard and blows by her initial defender into the help defense. Is Indiana able to call that switch, and is the post able to keep her in front and contest without fouling? So you're going to see in the last play of the game against NC State, ball handler came off the pick and roll fast and hard, and they had to switch. So now the guard picked up the screener, and the screener's defender now picked up the guard. So if they're able to contain and really communicate on these middle ball screens, I think they're going to be in a good spot. I will be curious to see if Indiana goes with an even more conservative drop defense where the post player or the 5-man is sagging even further off, because Aari McDonald is just so fast getting to the rim. You see here, she's running 59% of any middle ball screen that Arizona is setting. Not even a middle ball screen, actually. This is total ball screen. So if there's a ball screen, more than likely you're going to be having to deal with Aari McDonald coming off of it. So we just said that Indiana's willing to give up the mid-range, and on offense, they love the mid-range. So it's kind of funny that they kind of contradict themselves in that way, but their players love a mid-range jump shot. They love to attack closeouts, and they want to swing the ball from side to side and really work the clock, which is the complete opposite of what Arizona is doing. Arizona offensively is a team that wants to turn you over and run in transition. But Indiana does not like to turn the ball over, and their numbers show it. So if they're able to get these ball reversals and attack closeouts, I think they'll be able to get to the rim, because Arizona doesn't have a great shot blocking presence inside. My only thing is that I do think Arizona is a really good man-to-man defensive team, and they want to pressure the ball. NC State was playing that pack line where they're not pressuring, they're sitting in the gaps. Arizona is going to be totally different. They're going to change this game, and it's not going to be anything like Indiana has seen before in terms of the pressure and the pace. I fully expect Arizona to take away a lot of these little handoffs and dribble exchanges, just to reverse sides of the floor. I think Arizona will pin them to a side, keep them there, and really push their offense wide out behind the three-point line. All right, so like I said earlier, Arizona is a defensive-minded team. They want to pressure the ball the length of the floor, and they're going to create their offense through creating turnovers. All right, so stick with me here as we get into some numbers. They're averaging 18.3 points per game off of turnovers. That's a lot of points. But the risk of pressuring also leads to some easy baskets, which you're going to see here. Texas A&M gets an easy, uncontested layup in transition. They will give up some of those. So you're going to see other teams are shooting 87.2% on fast break attempts. So while they are turning teams over, they're also giving up a really high field goal percentage in transition because those layups are coming pretty much uncontested as a result of teams that are able to beat the press. So while the pressure is great, remember there's always a risk and reward that comes with every style of play. Nothing changes in the half court. They're going to be super aggressive coming after ball screens regardless of where it's set on the floor. I also saw them weak the middle ball screen, which means sending the ball handler to their weak hand, typically their left hand because most players are righties. Watch Ari McDonald here change her foot angle as she hears that the ball screen is coming. Then they're aggressive in it, the post is up, and they're trapping that thing. Now, against Texas A&M, I felt that the Arizona trap was so effective, obviously because they're tying people up and they're not even letting the guard see any pass out. But even when the guard did see a pass out, like in this example, she's throwing it to a post who does not shoot the three way outside of the three-point line because the trap was so aggressive. I'm really interested to see how Indiana plans to counter that hard hedge or trap defense. Sometimes it looks like a hedge, most of the time it looks like a trap, but yeah, I'm curious to see how they'll play through the short roll and really take advantage of numbers on the backside. If you get the ball out of the trap quickly, you should be playing 4-on-3 on the backside, and Indiana coming into this game obviously knows how aggressive Arizona is. So whether or not they've gotten enough reps at it, because they haven't faced a lot of teams who have come with this type of pressure, we don't know. So we'll find out tonight. But if they can do just this, where they're finding the passes quickly out of the trap and playing advantage basketball where everyone else is cutting for easy layups, because again, they only shoot 30% from three. So Arizona's going to live with not rotating to somebody at the top of the floor that's a non-shooter. But they can't give up easy layups because that's where Indiana's strength lays. The third thing I noticed that in the Texas A&M game, they did not let their post players get 2 feet in the paint. Not once did I really see them get buried on an initial post feed. Sometimes, Texas A&M would throw the ball back out and then refeed it into the post, and that's when they got 2 feet in. The further they start from the basket, the harder it's going to be to score. I don't think that this will be as much of a focus for Arizona going into this game because Indiana likes to go off the dribble a lot. They're going to have to play more one-on-one defense from the elbows and protect against those drives. But that is what I got for you guys. I know this video is getting put up pretty late game times at 9 p.m. I'm about to go head off to watch UConn Baylor. Going to try to get this up as soon as possible. Tried to keep it relatively short, simple, to the point, and just give you a little bit of a preview on two teams who, maybe have been under the radar a little bit and are not, on the top of everybody's list in terms of how familiar they are with them. But I think they deserve to be recognized, and that's why I put this video together. So I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. As always, we'll be back with more breakdowns as we head into the Elite Eight games starting tonight, and then the Final Four, of course.